If you could change any one thing in college football after goodness gracious, a half decade of a tremendous amount of change, what would it be? What would it be if you could change one thing? Because the college football playoff meetings are ongoing right now. So let me hear you on the message board. Let me hear you on the Twitter if you want to post at the Dave Hooker or OTH Sports Media. If you're watching there, we greatly appreciate it. One thing, you're the king of college football. The meetings are ongoing now. What would you change if you could change anything at all, Caleb? Or would you change anything?
I would condense college football to 128 teams and have 8 16-team conferences.
That's pretty simple. You put some thought into that. How would that work? Would it be regional? How would you have?
Yes, I would make it regional again. And I mean, I would make it 8 16-team conferences. I would make the 12-team playoff be all 8 conference champions and 4 wild cards to make the regular season matter just a little bit more, as opposed to the 6 and 6. The top 4 get a first-round bye. The next 4 conference champions get to play the games closest to their campus. Now, I know people are going to be like, wait, Alabama has to play at – if Alabama finishes second in the SEC, they have to play at UNLV. Well, yeah, but who should care about that? Because Alabama's better than UNLV. So they should beat UNLV at UNLV, even if UNLV wins the whatever conference they're in. I mean, you feel me on that, right, Dave?
Yeah, I know. I'm fine with that. They should win that game. But should they have to play that game? If they go through the SEC with if Tennessee or Alabama or whoever, Georgia, goes to the SEC, should they have to play UNLV in a first-round game?
Fair is a place where they judge pigs, as is always said. And I
what
think
was that again? What was that?
Fair is a place where they judge pigs.
Pigs. Okay. I was like, I like that.
I say that it's not about fairness as much as it is about keeping it crisp and keeping it fun and involving as many teams as possible to keep, or keeping the regular season valuable and still involving as many as possible to keep college football a national sport. 8 16-team conferences. Every conference has 2 divisions. You play all 7 teams in your division and the other 2 in another division on a rotating basis. The conference championship games are the final week or the first week of December. The playoff starts the next week. The 12-team playoff starts the next week.
Day in and day out, I'm the fat guy. Caleb's the skinny guy, but Caleb's just too fat today. And what do I mean by that? 120 some odd teams. Caleb, have you lost your mind?
There's already 135. I'm already condensing it.
Oh, I'm culling, baby. I'm going through there, and I'm taking down. I'm taking down some hay. I'm taking down some long grass. What is it? A scythe they call it that you go through and is that what it's called? Is that what the Grim Reaper has? A scythe?
Is that it? Probably.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I'm going through and I'm saying UNLV. Why UNLV is on our show today, I have no idea, but there they go. UNLV, I appreciate you. You're great, but sorry. You get to play with the North Dakota States of the world for a second-tier playoff and a second-tier championship. The bottom line is I'm taking the top 38-ish teams, maybe even as high as 42, no lower than 32. And that's the conference I'm creating. So in other words, I am destroying a ton of rivalries because I'm going to Oregon. I'm like, you're in. I'm going to Oregon State. You're out. I mean, it's just Washington. You're in. Washington State. You're out. Sickle. That's what it is. Thank you. It's a sickle. It's not a Sith. I don't even know what a Sith. That's what you like.
That's Star Wars. A Sith is Star Wars.
Yeah, or you don't a sieve. A sieve is what you get gold in. Okay, it's a sickle. Sickle. Thank you, D. I appreciate that. All right, so what do you that's what I would do. I would have 32 to 42 teams in there, and I would include the top teams, and I am sorry. Yes, Travis, there will always be new rivals. I'm sorry. The only rivalry that I would absolutely not get rid of because they're both worthy of being in an upper echelon group would be Auburn and Alabama, right? That's the only rivalry.
Michigan, Ohio State, you have to keep that.
Well, yeah, but they're both in anyway. Sure. So they're both in anyway. And then, but who would you, I tell you, the tough one might come with Florida State, and Miami.
That's already been gotten rid of, though. But honestly, if what you're talking about happens, the opposite might happen. You might get the Florida State Miami like trio rivalry back because you might see a scenario where they're in the same division. So I'm not saying your idea is bad. I just think I like college football being a fully national sport and having a lot of teams interested and having a point where, look, you still get the top 30 or 40 that can compete for that are going to be winning a national title. These other teams don't get in their way. By the way, for the record, I want to say this. We should maybe name another example other than UNLV, because with sports gambling blowing up, UNLV might be a sleeping giant.
I mean, the Oakland A's basically told Oakland that we're going to chill for 3 years before we move to Las Vegas.
Yes.
Vegas just has all of this. They have all this leverage. And
I'm pretty sure UNLV is going to the Pac-12 next. That's my guess.
I would think so. That makes a lot of sense. We'll talk to Josh Ward. He's a Raiders fan, but does anybody make a trip now to go see the Raiders play there? Or is it more like other fans that go see their team play the Raiders because it's in Vegas? I don't think the Las Vegas thing is going to work out, but that's a whole different argument.
The thing that is, I just feel bad for Oakland. Within a matter of 5 years, they lost the A's. I mean, they lost the Warriors to San Francisco, which I'm sure there's an Oakland-San Francisco rivalry. I don't know about it, but I'm guessing it exists. They lost the A's and Raiders to Vegas. They don't have any pro teams anymore.
Can you imagine one of the things that makes college football special? Can you imagine a college football program up and leaving?
No, you can't.
Oh, I can. Tennessee did it for about 10 years.
Yes,
it's all in the setup. I got Caleb there.